Okay, just got through not even 30 minutes ago. Got through watching the part 3 of season 6. Of course, I've seen the second one already. I was gonna do a review after I watched the second one, but I decided to wait until I watched the entire season. So, well, as a recap, part 1 I didn't like too much. It has its ups, it had its moments, of course, but part 3 to me was so fucking off the wall that I felt that the rest of the season, rest of the episodes, or the rest of the next 10 episodes are gonna be fucking utter shit. Felt it was gonna get worse. That's what I felt. I mean, it took me a long time to conclude that, but I ended up concluding before part 2 came out. So part 2 comes out. I was delayed in watching it because of IRL reasons with my Netflix and everything like that. But once I got it back, I was able to watch part 2 finally. And I gotta say that I liked it more than I thought I was gonna like it. You know, it has it has its eye roll moments like, oh my god, like it's just it's just the weakest season out of all 6. Season 6 is the weakest still. It is. I wasn't pissed. It was just underwhelming some parts of the season. We had the funniest return was in part 2 was Dennis, the guy who was the punching bag in Karate Kid 3. I said, wow. I guess they couldn't find an actor that played Snake. I guess I would rather Snake come back over Dennis. Maybe they couldn't get him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just thought that was fucking hilarious when I found that dude was Dennis. And it was revealed too that he was behind Mark Barnes burning the furniture store. Dennis was behind that, so Dennis was actually pretty much in season 5, but we didn't see him. So yeah, I can't believe that guy came back. I thought it was fucking funny. I couldn't take him seriously at all. I was like, you just some henchman that was, that Silver was using as a tool. You know what I'm saying, to do his dirty work and shit. Because he was among the 2 guys in part 3 that was chaperoning Mike Barnes around and shit. So yeah, so I thought that was hilarious. Quan dying was pretty dramatic. I mean, I knew about it prior to watching part 2 because I did ended up spoiling myself on some parts of part 2 way before I watched it. And one of the things I saw was Quan dying. I did see the clip of it before watching it on Netflix, so I knew it was coming. But it was fucked up because if Kreese didn't bring that knife, man, Quan would have lived. You know what I'm saying? And then you had the romance between holy shit, the romance between Chosen and the Korean chick. I can't remember her name though. Jesus Christ. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about part 2 that I actually liked. I liked the fact that you got to see for the first time her questioning her life choices. We never got to see that before. She was always firm and to the point. You know what I'm saying? Ever since she appeared in season 5, and she was always cold and calculating and shit like that. I mean, not calculating, but she was a cold woman. So it's so yeah. But we got to see for the first part her questioning herself. You know what I'm saying? That light at the end of the tunnel. We saw that for the first time. And I thought that was pretty good. Her character development there. I thought that was pretty interesting. It was a sight to see. And she ended up falling for Chosen and shit. Gosh, man. I'm gonna tell you one thing. She looked at fucking gorgeous with her hair down. Fucking gorgeous. I didn't even know it was her at first. I had to blink. I was like, that's her? Wow, she's beautiful. Fucking beautiful, man. I can't get over how beautiful she is with her hair down. But yeah, Quan dies. There's some drama, of course, in it. Like, Cobra Kai's no stranger to that. And we have this new guy, this dude named Wolf. I think he's Chinese. I believe he's Chinese. And he won 7 tournaments, undefeated. You know what I'm saying? He's like the sensei for the basically a sensei for the Silver Dragons, I think they're called. Then Terra Silver makes an appearance, which was fucking dope as hell. He makes an appearance in part 2. And I mean, Terra Silver's the darkest character in the entire Cobra Kai series. I mean, you think Kreese was bad. Terra Silver's much worse. And it was proven even more with that with season 6. Because we already knew it in season 5 that he was cold as fuck. And season 4 for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So we knew it, but it was further proven that he's a cold, calculated motherfucker. And I like that. You gotta have a dark villain, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have one. It's like, and he filled that role well. Irredeemable as fuck. And very, very snaky, you know what I'm saying? Very slick, manipulative. But yeah, so it's been a while since I've seen the second one, part 2. It's been a minute, like a month now. But trying to see what else I can remember about it. Yeah, you had Sam fall for this guy. Basically, it was a spark between Sam and this dude named Axel, who was a upstanding competitor in the tournament. I think he was undefeated too. I'm not sure, but he was a dude that was a force to be reckoned with. You know, all of them knew that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can get a point off him. Nobody ever hit him before. He's a tall dude, long reach, kind of fast. You know, he had a lot going for him. You know, and we also see that he had a spark between Sam and right before they kissed. It's like right before they fucking kissed. We saw that Sam stopped and she's like, she's like, I have a boyfriend. Sorry I didn't tell you. I didn't mean to egg you on. You know, I was, you know. And he's like, oh, okay, you know. But now here's the part that makes him kind of fucking corny. This guy did not like her boyfriend. I mean, he's a fucking, he was terrible in this regard. I said kind of corny. Notice I said kind of. His character's all right except the part he's motivated to defeat Miguel because of a woman or a young lady he cannot have. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking stupid. You know, it's like she's taken. She has a boyfriend. So let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? You will swear that Miguel stole Sam from him. You know what I'm saying? But that's a man who kind of corny. Without he would have been better off without that arc. Without even meeting Sam, like talking to him, strolling on the beach at night and shit, looking all romantic and shit. It would have been better off if they knocked all that shit out and just made him a fucking force to be reckoned with, who gets beat by his master if he falls short, physically beaten by his master. Couldn't believe how that man was just hitting him like that. But, and that was his motivation to win, to please his master. He won't get beat so goddamn much. And he still would have been a cool character, interesting character to fucking watch, but that shit with Sam made him corny as fuck. Kind of. Being a key word here. But yeah, so other than that, he was quite a sight, you know. He was a mirror image of Johnny, how Johnny was when we meet him in Karate Kid 1, the film, back in '84. he was told to cheat. He was a good fighter, but he was told to cheat by his masters if push came to shove and shit like that. He did it once with in part 3. He did it once with against Robbie. And oh shit, my bad. Give me a second. Yeah, he did it once with Robbie. When he broke the dude's leg and shit. And he excuse me. And he put the man out of commission, you know. And that's similar to Bobby's character when he was told by Kreese to fucking cheat and shit. And I'm gonna pretty much be jumping back between parts 1 and part 2, by the way. This is part 3 I'm talking about now. He broke Robbie's. Did I call him Bobby? He broke Robbie's leg, and Axel's the mirror image of Robbie regarding that part, because Robbie was told to sweep the leg. You know what I'm saying? And that meant taking Daniel out of commission in Karate Kid 1. And despite him saying, I'll be disqualified, he did it, you know what I'm saying? Because they feared John Kreese, you know what I'm saying? So he did it. But he apologized profusely to Daniel, you know what I'm saying? However, Axel didn't apologize profusely to Robbie after he broke his leg. He just got up and walked off the mat. You know, you could tell he didn't really want to do it, but he did it. But like I said, because he fears Wolf, his master. And plus Silver was all in his ear talking about do what you got to do to win, you know, so we can't afford to lose, you know, shit. Because Silver, he had motivation to win, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's a cold, dark, calculated motherfucker, this man is on like borrowed time because he's sick. He has like cancer or some shit. And it was hinted that he had it back in season 4. I think it was season 4. When they saw him in the hospital and shit, they ended up in the same elevator together. He was like cherished life and shit like that. So but the story didn't tell us he was actually sick. They just left us speculate why was he there in the first place. But it was revealed that he has like some form of cancer or something like that. And I admit I felt a little bad for him. It's always bad when you hear about somebody having terminal illness. You know what I'm saying? No matter if they're fucking total pieces of shits. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel bad for them because I know it's the fact remains, once they die, if they don't change their life around, once they die, it's gonna be etched in stone they were fucking assholes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because as long as you're alive, you got a chance to change your life and become a better person. But if you fail to do that and pass away, then you're gonna be known as a fucking asshole. Your reputation is gonna be evil and shit. You're gonna be an evil ass person, bad person. So that's what I'm saying. So I was like, holy shit, he got fucking, but he was on borrowed time and shit, you know, but he was still like calculating Silver, you know what I'm saying? See, that just shows you that once we learned that he had a cancer diagnosis that came back, it was in remission for a while, obviously, that we learned too, and it came back. This man has nothing to lose. He's willing to do anything, even to take a life. And Kreese was no different in part 2, because we see that Kreese was willing to bring a knife. He brought that knife to kill. So I thought Kreese lost his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you? But Silver was also able to go, was willing rather to go on a deep end and kill Kreese too, towards the final episode of part 3. You know what I'm saying? So both of them had that in common. You know what I'm saying? They was willing to kill the other. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of which, that is exactly what happened on the yacht when they was fighting on the yacht and shit. After Silver sent Dennis to torment Johnny's new wife and his infant daughter. I don't know exactly what Silver meant, but I guess he's supposed to torture them or kidnap them or something like that. Kidnap Carmen or something like that. But we can only guess what his crafty plan was for Johnny to maybe not compete. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But because the tournament went into sudden death or was a tie. You know what I'm saying? A tournament and shit like that between Miguel and Axel. Okay. It's a good fight, by the way. Very choreography. I was invested in the fight and all that shit. But yeah, we had we got to find out that Silver was, like I said, he's dying anyway, so he doesn't give a shit. This man has no family. He has no kids. He literally has nothing to live for. He's got nothing to lose at this point in his life. You know, he wants to win. He wants to win this tournament so bad. He's willing to do any fucking thing to make it happen. You know, that was Silver in a nutshell. It's like, dude got like 6 months to live. He said, fuck it. If I kill Kreese, so what? I go to jail. So fucking what? I'm only gonna fucking be there for like four fucking months anyway. It's like, he probably be gone before 4 months. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so Kreese did the unthinkable. He ended up using his cigar butt to have the yacht explode. And I said, once that shit happened, I said, I know goddamn well they're not gonna survive that shit. Because if I find out they're still alive or one of them survived, I'm gonna call complete bullshit on it. And I'm gonna say that is awful ass fucking writing. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck did they survive that shit? But they didn't, which makes sense. That explosion was fucking huge. There's no way in the world they survived that shit. No fucking way. But yeah, speaking of Kreese, let me talk about Kreese for a second. I didn't like the fact that it seemed like he was going to redeem himself and see at the end of season 5, but it comes to find out he didn't when season 6 started. I was like, what the fuck are they doing with this character? You know what I'm saying? However, in season 6, part 3, in the first episode of part 3, we see episode 11. We see that Kreese had a certain, what's the word he used? Not epiphany. It wasn't epiphany. It was like a revelation or whatever. Like, I'm gonna call it a revelation for the sake of conversation. He had a revelation like on how his life has been going up to that point of it in time, and the way that Kim Sung-eun, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Kim Sung-young, whatever his name is, the way he was training the students to be really aggressive to the point where they would actually kill their opponents and shit. Because he pretty much said, "Oh, they took one of our men away. We're gonna take one of theirs away." This man was fucking psycho. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it makes me glad that Miyagi never turned evil, because he would be just like this fucking dude. This dude is like an evil version of Miyagi, bro. Straight up. If you watch it again, the way he carries himself, to how cold and calculated he is. I mean, holy shit, because Miyagi was fucking deadly. Let's face it. You know what I'm saying? But he just didn't use that. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew better, he'd go to jail. But in Korea, I guess he get a fucking away with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Kreese had this revelation. And I bet his whole life flashed before his eyes at that point. And Kreese realized that he was a bad teacher. He fucked over Johnny. He was truly sorry about that. He apologized to the Korean, the granddaughter, the Korean fight. I can't think of her name. I can't remember her name. Fuck me. He apologized to her, and it was pretty. I believed him. I mean, I said, yeah, this guy really is sorry. He is repentant. You know what I'm saying? He's redeeming. He's redeemed himself. I mean, he went to Tori to apologize to her that he wasn't a good mentor for her and all that shit. And his talk with Johnny really got me kind of a tearjerker, because he was just telling Johnny, I'm sorry that, you know, I put my life on you. You know what I'm saying? The way I choked you out that night. You know what I'm saying? At the end of Karate Kid, at the beginning of Karate Kid 2. He was saying he was sorry for all that what he put Johnny through. And there was another part when Johnny confronted him again later on, and Johnny was pretty much letting it out. Johnny waited 35 fucking years to tell him what he wanted to tell him at that moment. He had to let it out. Because him calling Johnny a loser, this man who Johnny looked up to is like a father figure. He idolized Kreese and everything. Kreese called him a fucking loser. They like ruined him. You know what I'm saying? It's so much to talk about between Kreese and Johnny alone. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want to dwell on it too much, but the thing was that scene was very powerful when he was talking about how you abandoned me. You left me when I needed you the most. You know what I'm saying? You just left me to dry. I couldn't trust nobody. I couldn't even trust myself. Johnny was just letting it out. And what got me the most about it, I'm surprised I didn't just break down myself. I was close. That scene was so powerful. You can see in Johnny's face the boy that was abandoned back in 1985. You can see, it's like the boy came back out to scream at Kreese. Like, what have you done to me? Look, you have fucking abandoned me, man. You know what I'm saying? I had nobody ever since you left. You disappeared and shit. You know, you left me out to dry. You know what I'm saying? And he was just screaming at him. He says, it's all because of you and all that. And, you know, it's like, it was amazing. It was so powerful. I had to watch it again because, I mean, the actor that played Johnny, he really fucking performed during that scene. Like I said, his face, it's like his face transformed. This was no CGI and oh shit. This is straight up face countenance, the facial looks, expressions. It's like his face transformed to the young Johnny. Thrown away like trash, young Johnny. Back when Johnny was 16 years old, 17 years old. Again, you saw it in this old man's face. He became a 17-year-old boy again. And that's what got me the most is he was screaming at Kreese. It was so well done, man. And it's the same with Daniel when he had that dream about Miyagi coming back. And speaking of Miyagi, I'm getting ahead of myself. But I'm going to talk about this first. Because Daniel wanted answers about, like, why didn't Miyagi tell him that he killed somebody in the Sekai Taikai? You know, and he had, like, this dream that Miyagi came back and he was questioning, why didn't you tell me? What happened? I want to know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Why did you keep that from me? And the way Ralph Macchio was, just like Johnny, you saw the boy, you saw 17-year-old Daniel in his face. Like I said, this is no CGI. This is the actors performing like a motherfucker. Academy Award shit at this point. It's like, just like Johnny, Daniel's face like changed to that 17-year-old boy again. It's like, it was amazing. It was fucking amazing. Kudos to Ralph Macchio and William Zapka. That's his name, William Zapka. Zapka? I can't pronounce his name. William Zapka. Kudos to them for bringing that scene to life, bringing that emotion to the forefront. That was really, really fucking good for them to do that. It's just fucking amazing, man. So it's fucking amazing, man. It's fucking amazing. I mean, then you had at the end of the final episode of part 3, they was all dressed in Cobra Kai G's and all that. I gotta admit, I wasn't too fun seeing Daniel in a Cobra Kai G. I was like, oh, it's kind of off, you know what I'm saying? But I get what they were doing. I get what the story was going, which I felt it was going to happen since a long time, that they was going to somehow merge the two and become a better Cobra Kai, because it was up to Johnny to change Cobra Kai to make it better. So you don't become an asshole, but at the same time, you'll become a badass. But you could be a badass without being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So yeah, I mean, it had its moments, and like I said, the next 10 episodes after the first 5, which I thought was awful. I thought it was going to be worse, but it exceeded my expectation. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I'm happy to say that. But it still remains the weakest season out of the 6. It still remains the weakest season. The best season to me was season 4, personally. I mean, that was the shit, season 4. But season 6 is still the weakest one. I mean, it has its moments. Do I recommend it? Hell yeah, check it out. Hell yeah. I mean, if you got this far, you didn't care about spoilers anyway, right? But yeah, so that's pretty much it. What I gotta say about it, really. It's like can't really bring anything else up about it. Oh, they brought the guy back who played Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, stunt double. They brought him back as a referee for part 3, which I thought was pretty cool. And the ironic thing is that he looks more like Miyagi now than he did back in '84. And it's ironic because he was actually his stunt. He was actually Pat Morita's stunt double. It's funny that you was a stunt double for Mr. Miyagi, right? You come back years later in Cobra Kai and you look more like Mr. Miyagi than you ever would have back then. I just thought that was pretty ironically funny. But yeah, it was good to see him again, you know. and yeah, it's like when you look at him from a distance or a silhouette, he looks just like Miyagi, bro. But yeah, it was great. Cause in part 2, we got to see a young version of Miyagi when he accidentally killed the person in Senkai Tekai, and it was great. It was a young version of Miyagi and shit. It was fucking great to see him as a younger version. Fucking CGI is fucking awesome. It's done right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shit. I know it's some shit I'm gonna leave out. I know it is. I thought about taking notes as I was watching. I should have fucking did that. But we have the explanation as the theft, the necklace theft thing that was talked about in part 1. It was basically this. The necklace was stolen. The necklace was actually Miyagi's mother's necklace that his father gave to him to sell just in case things went south for him. You know what I'm saying? But he never sold it because it's an heirloom from the family. He couldn't bring himself to sell it. So, however, he gave it to his wife, and when she died in childbirth, it was stolen from a guard. So Miyagi saw this guy and gave him an ass whooping, and he took the necklace back. That's what happened. So I was like, holy shit, that's pretty noble. He did what he had to do. Right. That's what Daniel said. So he got his answer on what really fucking happened that night. Because, you know, the newspapers can only tell you so fucking much. The newspapers can make things seem one way, which is actually didn't really happen. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so this is another thing I was worried about, that they was gonna ruin Mr. Miyagi's reputation. I was far from the only one that was thinking this, and come to find out, they didn't. Which I was happy. They didn't ruin him at all. I'm glad that they expanded upon what Mr. Miyagi told Daniel, because I remember this myself before the episodes even talked about it. It was never about winning. He never taught Daniel to win. He never pushed Daniel to win. It was about him gaining respect among his peers. That was the reason why Miyagi trained him in part 1. That was the reason why he had Daniel participate in that tournament so he can gain respect from his peers. Even if he lose, he would still have respect from him because he actually went toe to toe with them. That was Miyagi's goal for Daniel to get respect. It was never ever about winning, and Daniel realized this. Cause I even said Daniel has really forgotten a lot of the shit Miyagi told him, and I was right. But at least he remembered, and he used that in a good way in part 3. You know what I'm saying? So Daniel's smiling. So it's been a nice run. It had a nice conclusion to it, you know. Daniel catching the fly and then the flashback when in Karate Kid 2, when Daniel caught the fly and Miyagi got kind of mad. He said, "You'll begin a lock." That shit always made me laugh. I mean, holy shit. But it was like I said, it has its moments in season 6. It's the weakest season though. I mean, holy shit. What became of Dennis? You know what I'm saying? Like after Silver and Kreese blew them, got blown up on a yacht, pretty much. I mean, what became of Dennis? This like the writers just forgot all about his ass. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed what happened. Maybe he got arrested. I don't fucking know. Or he just went his own way. He didn't do it. I mean, we just left to speculate on what the fate of Dennis was. I mean, do I really care? No. But I could wonder though, can I? But yeah, it's gonna be short-lived, by the way. But yeah, so I like the part where Johnny marries Carmen. That was pretty fucking emotional. The baby being born and shit. She's so fucking cute. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about season 6. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's over, to be honest, because it was only gonna get worse from here if they kept going. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, it's like the first 5 episodes hit the nail right on the head. You know, when season 6 came out, the first 5 seasons hit the nail on the head. When season 6 came out, a lot of us was like, what the fuck are they doing? It was only 5 episodes in, but we was like, what the fuck? You know. But I felt like I owed it to my audience or anybody that would watch my content or have seen my review of season 1. I mean, of the first part of season 6. I feel like I owe it to give my thoughts on parts 2 and parts 3. You know, so there you have it. As far as a 10, I give it a honestly, I give it a 6 out of 10. That's my score. I mean, it was kind of underwhelming. It was kind of at times. It just didn't hit the mark like the first 5 seasons. It just didn't. You know what I'm saying? Do I accept the conclusion? Yeah, I accept the conclusion on what became of the characters and shit like that. That's cool. They rode off into the sunset bit pretty much, and yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I like the fights. The fights were pretty engaging. It didn't let me down there, you know. But it was just, like I said, the fire wasn't as hot as the first 5 seasons, man. Because before season 6 came out, I was thinking that season 5 was the weakest. But when I watched it again, I appreciated it more than I did the first time with season 5. But yeah, I mean, season 6 is even worse than 5 to me. It's like, holy shit. But like I said, it ended at the right time. Put it that way. I'm glad they're not doing it anymore. Because I'm telling you, if they would have continued with the seasons, continue with this, a lot of fans would have fell off. I mean, if that, I mean, pretty sure they were falling off already. I mean, like, because I know that a lot that there are a bunch of people who did not like season 6. I know they exist, and they're like, fuck, you know, and I understand. You know what I'm saying? So, so yeah, I mean, I mean the kidnapping of Daniel in part 2 was fucking stupid. I thought that was fucking stupid as hell. It was later revealed that Silver was behind it before he showed his face. I knew that man was coming back. I fucking knew it. I was just waiting until I see him again. I just knew he was. I knew it was gonna bring his ass back. I just knew it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Trying to think if I left anything out. Let me see. What else? Tori's arc was good. I like all the arcs. All the arcs was good. It was great. And Zara, her stupid ass. Holy shit, I'm glad she got a guy was coming to her, man. and and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So this is full of spoilers, no doubt. I'm gonna put spoilers in the title, of course. So if you don't care, you'll continue to watch it. If you do care, you wouldn't watch it. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people have seen it at this point already. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the last part of it came out yesterday. And I was going to watch it yesterday, but I decided to wait and watch it today, you know. I mean, I was into other things. But yeah, so that's that. That's that. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if I left anything else out. If I did, if I feel it's important, if I put it in the description box, and I'll let you know in the title. But yeah, I mean, there was parts there was parts in that made me laugh. There was parts in that made me emotional. There was parts in that made me engaged. You know what I'm saying? It didn't fail in that area. You know what I'm saying? There was other parts that made me go, "Oh, come on," you know. But yeah, so that's all I gotta say about this. I mean, I might even make another video about it if I come up with anything else that I didn't cover here. I mean, I'll make another video talking about it. But yeah, so other than in the meantime, with all that being said, this is why chromosomes sound the fuck out. Peace and love. Good health to you all and be safe out there. Peace. I'm out.